Yo, what is good, everybody? Man,
Yo.
what a time to be alive, dude. Doing some final marketing right now, I suppose, right? When marketing.
Are you
Um,
wait? Can you confirm that the team is going to do some marketing? After the launch, is that going to happen? I just want to make sure. Actually, we should check. Is the sound okay? Can we get some thumbs up in the audience if the sound is okay?
Good call.
Anybody?
yes, sir.
Anybody
Can you guys
listening?
give us a thumbs up if the sound is working in the Twitter spaces? Anybody that is there? Thumbs up. Maybe, maybe not. This sounds normal. We had some technical difficulties yesterday, so yep,
All right,
looks
we're good.
good. All right, awesome to hear. Sound thing sounds fine from the video. Awesome. So that was just yesterday. It sounds like there was an issue. I don't know. Awesome conversation yesterday with Zeneca. A few people in the crowd upset that we hosted him supposedly for something that had happened. I was not aware that he had some past conflictions, but most people do when you get to that size of an account, I should say. There's always going to be some struggles. You know, we do. I'll just put this one thing: we do our best to vet all of our guests. After 200, if 250 episodes in, and a small group of people are upset that we hosted one person, I can't shoot 100%, but we will try to. But I enjoyed the conversation. Thought he was really sharp in terms of the progress that he had made and kind of like his perspective. But more importantly, today's a big day, man.
Launch day.
Launch day. Hustle V2. It's kind of wild that we launched Hustle V1, which was the LLM, on December 31st, 2024, and took about 10 weeks or so to get this DeFi AI terminal up and live. Also, really took a second to figure out what was next for the AI kind of space here, right? I mean, we saw the KOL bots kind of blow up and go to zero, and a lot of people were really just wondering, what was next after that. And turns out DeFi AI seems to be the one. So we chose the right sector of where to build. There's obviously some competition. Hustle is now in the top 10. I think he's agent number 7 in mindshare across the entire board of over 1,500 agents. So we've chose well. We are doing a live tutorial. We will walk through the entire thing here on the video stream that I've pinned to the top, as well as we do have the spaces so you can listen to the audio as well, and I will explain it as best as possible. This has got to be our, maybe 7th or 8th product launch since Adam and I started working at Emblem, and Chris as well. And we're getting a lot better at this, I have to say, in terms of figuring out, how much time to give the testers, how to go about getting testers in, the team flow. I feel quite confident about how we went about this. And we appreciate everyone who had early access that participated and gave us awesome feedback. As a smaller team, we don't have, right now we don't really have the liberty to hire specific testers to come in. And so everyone's feedback really helps us as we go out and scale this thing, right? For a small team to succeed, you have to have community buy-in and participation. And you guys really did show that. Probably close to 100 different testers within literally a 48-hour time window, man. What an awesome time. Before I do turn on the live stream and walk through this, I want to go around and get some thoughts so far. Adam, what do you think about the last 48 hours or 72 hours of, testing as well as the direction of Agent Hustle?
Yeah, well, I think the testing went amazingly well. Having gone and built a lot of stuff in crypto, we know stuff breaks. And, of course this broke, but it wasn't like there wasn't real major stuff. It was stuff we kind of even knew about. It was just mainly that darn liquidity pool. That was the hard thing. And look, like I've told everybody when I'm chatting and people are DMing me and stuff, and it's like this is as bad as it's ever going to be. This is like the saying in AI, right? It's like, this is as bad as it's ever going to be. And he's already really good. Like, my God, in 6 months or a year, this is going to get bonkers. And the idea that, you know, once we turn it on, I mean, we could turn it on today if we really wanted to, but we're dealing with, you know, we're focusing mainly on crypto users. But if we wanted to turn this on where you could interact with Agent Hustle, signing up with your email or your Google or your Apple on your phone, like you can just log in that way, right?
You do face scan even, I've heard.
Literally just face scan in. And like, this is the onboarding mechanism. And I just, you know, wallets, get ready, man. Like, dude, if you think you're just going to be, you know, a MetaMask wallet. And I saw today, like literally today, MetaMask begin leaning into the space, basically making a competitor to Lit protocol, which we're using as our, you know, foundational technology for Emblem. You know, you just see it happening. They're not blind. They're seeing it happening. And we have this amazing opportunity to be a front runner here for, you know, wallet abstraction, to put it in like the nerdy term, but just basically interacting with all chains in one location in a chat-based interface is like, this is completely game changing. And we're right here. Like this is day one of it. And yeah, so it's an amazing opportunity.
Deca-billion-dollar opportunity here.
Easily.
Probably even much larger than that. I mean, if the wallets are ready, I wouldn't say caving in, but they're ready announcing, you know, that they're building multi-million or billion-dollar projects to participate in this emerging AI space that's going to revolutionize UX. If these billion-dollar companies are already doing that, just literally 4 months into really the proliferation of the industry, I think that is extremely telling on where this is going to go. Chris, same question to you, and then we'll dive into the live stream, which we have about 200 people on the live stream. So awesome to see people are very, very interested. But the take on, you know, DeFi AI, the soft launch of Hustle, and then where we are today.
Yeah. Congrats on the team and everyone in the community and everyone just on getting him live and where he is today. The team probably put in thousands of hours of development time and just kind of curating and fixing and testing and making sure that everything's pretty smooth. So the launch so far has been fantastic. In order to build technology like this, it's extremely difficult. It's difficult to know what to build, and then it's difficult to build it. So to know that you're building in the right direction and then be able to put a product actually out to the public are two huge milestones that I think that we've gotten really good at. So super proud of the team and everyone involved in getting this to the finish line. And then just like Adam said, I mean, this is the worst that he's ever going to be. So the foundation that he has, the technical platform that he's sitting on today, it's so much easier to advance his capabilities from here on out than it was to go from 0 to 1 to where we are today.
Yep.
So, I mean, the last 4 months, they've been a blast, and there's been so much progress within the Hustle platform. But the next 4 months is like where he really hits his stride, and the next 4 months after that. So super exciting where we are today, but it's even more exciting to like 4 months or 8 months out. So
totally. I have to tease a little bit because this is like something that, well, people are like, okay, so it's an easy way to interact with my crypto wallet. And it's like, okay, I'm just going to stop you right there, because like in a month or so, probably less, Hustle will basically be able to interface with your web browser, right? So imagine you have Hustle open in one browser, you have another web browser open, and Hustle can interface with that web browser. Imagine the possibilities of what that is. Everything from basically gaming to airdrop farming to I don't even know what, right? To whatever you can imagine in that sort of scenario. Basically, you're seeing it in the AI space, right? Where you can control a web browser with your AI agent. You know, it just is a matter of time until we turn that on. Shannon's basically already got it figured out, right? What are the opportunities for that? And just to give everybody kind of idea about what's next, that's definitely next.
Yeah, I'm going to pin a post real quick and then we will get into the live stream. I put this out yesterday showing, you know, a lot of appreciation for everyone who's participated, but I did drop some hints on kind of what we're going to be building next, or actually what we're kind of already building. So I advise everyone to kind of read it. It really will help put some perspective, and then I'll also kind of talk about it here during the show. So back to the live stream now. So we created this panel. One of the let me start off here. One of the major things we focused on is simplicity, onboarding, and experience. One thing that we had noticed of some of the other DeFi AI platforms, and this is no discredit to them, this is just us kind of taking our experience, is that when you're applying new technologies to crypto, you need to basically, lead the horse to the water. You need to show them, what is really possible. And some of our past experiences with participating in some of the DeFi AI terminals is that you open the LLM and you just really are not sure what to do, right? And that's no discredit to anybody. It's just those are building a little bit more towards advanced users, and we're trying to keep this more as kind of an open platform. Obviously, though, if you're using this right now, then you're a little bit more of an advanced user. Some of the great feedback that we got yesterday was just people really enjoying the experience, but also saying that, hey, we're not experienced with LPs, and I've actually never used an LP before, but being able to click the button and him do the LP is now encouraging me to participate in liquidity provisions. And then, having him spend 0.01 SOL or $1 or $2 to buy a pump fund token is now getting them, ingrained with pump fund to participate, but also with the AI. So we call these directives, and these will continue to grow as we do release these different things that we called mini apps. So you see here, right at the start, you have a directive, and within the directives, it'll be kind of this 1 through 6 step process to where you have to create and generate a vault, right? So step 1, it says generate. You see here, it says open your AI vault with Agent Hustle. So what's happening here is you're generating a vault, or you could just think of it as a wallet, right? A Solana wallet. So you're not actually using the assets that are inside of your Phantom wallet. You're having a new one generated within the platform. This is very similar to the experiences of most trading bot services or deposits. So like, for example, if you're trading on Odin Fund on Bitcoin, you're depositing Bitcoin into ICP for the ecosystem. If you've ever traded on Photon on Solana, right, you have to deposit Solana into Photon to then participate in the ecosystem. The difference here is we're using lit protocol. So these vaults are actually non-custodial, whereas the majority of the other ones are custodial. So the private keys to this wallet that's inside of agenthustle.ai, the private keys are stored in lit protocol in a TE system. I won't go too deep into that. And from there, then the you have a wallet. One thing I do want to note, there were some questions. So when you hit create and a vault is generated, you get this sign message. I don't think it's showing on my screen. And within the sign message, hold on, let me refresh this real quick. Within the sign message, there's going to be a signature, and it says Ethereum. And what this means is the wallet that's being generated inside, we're actually using the Ethereum seed to create a wallet for Solana, to create a wallet for Ethereum, and a wallet for Bitcoin. This is how Emblem Vault works. It's Emblem Vault kind of technology under the hood. The best example I could give is this. Like, imagine if you're opening the door to a house. We're using the Ethereum key to open the door, but then the Solana key is being used to open all of the doors inside of the house. And the reason why we do that is that it gives us this multi-chain functionality to then add Bitcoin support to Hustle for things like ordinals, to add support for Ethereum for things like Polymarket or things like NFTs and so forth. So don't really have to be worried about that. One thing, when you click directive number 2 and it says send, right now there is this warning. We have talked with Blowfish already, who said that they are verifying the application. That's why there is a warning there. And again, they messaged us yesterday, said that this was going to be verified. Unfortunately, they haven't done it yet, so you just have to go ahead and click proceed. And when you deposit 1 SOL, right, the directive number 2 says activate your wallet with 1 SOL. What this you're doing is depositing 1 SOL into the wallet. This helps initialize the wallet, and it gives you some funds to use with the other directives. This is not a purchase of 1 SOL that goes to us. This is literally all going into the wallet. You can transfer the wallet, or you can transfer the SOL out at any point in time. Some other platforms, you have to actually buy the kind of wallet itself. This is not that. Again, you can withdraw at any point in time immediately after sending it in. Directive number 3 is say hello. So wake up Agent Hustle with a prompt. Literally, all I have to do is click message, and it will give a prompt to Agent Hustle, and it will unlock the messaging mini app. So anytime you go through these directives, it progressively unlocks these different mini apps that you see here on the left-hand side, right? So see that directive number 4 says that you have to unlock the swap with directive number 4. So when you go back here, you can see that directive number 3, say hello, has been checked off. And then the next one is swap. So acquire 25,000 Tensor to unlock Hustle's intelligence. This is about $30 or so. It fluctuates. We may change this amount in the near future, but it's a small amount to kind of get you to understand how this works. Obviously, for tokenomics, Tensorium is the fuel that initializes Agent Hustle, as we will be using Tensor for future potential token-gated intelligence. Maybe that is some alpha there. We had some people say, they hate, or they're not fans of purchasing or being required to purchase assets. Our kind of stance there is, if you're not going to buy the underlying token, or if you're not interested in spending $30 within the platform, you're probably unlikely to be a regular user within the platform. But again, this is to help you familiarize with the platform. Most people who come to this are generally not experienced with Solana. We have a lot of kind of people in the Bitcoin community, but also most people have never used an LLM to perform on-chain transactions. So just think of it as you're buying the token, you're supporting, the community, and also Hustle. It's also kind of showcasing you how this process works. So when you click initiate, we actually put a pre-generated prompt there where it says swap SOL for 25,000 Tensor at the current market price with the priority fees. And you see that he goes through this process of him kind of validating and verifying, these different checks and balances. So you see here, it says, I'd happy to help you swap for SOL. And then he goes in and, does this type of different initialization, and he's giving you these different kind of checks and balances. So then he says, would you like me to proceed with this swap? You go ahead and say yes. This is initially there as a safety mechanism. This will be adjustable in the future, but as of now, we need users to be able to kind of verify that process, right? Worst case scenario, you have this kind of thing turned off in the future, and Hustle goes and buys the wrong token, right? Or just has this type of, or purchases the wrong amount, and then everything kind of goes haywire. So you could see he's proceeding with the swap now. There will be a, you see that the kind of
fireworks.
Fireworks celebratory kind of initialization. So now you could see that he swapped 0.347 SOL for 25,025 Tensor. So pretty good. You have the view on SolScan link that happens, and then it shows your remaining balances. You can even come up here to the left, and you'll see that when the wallet is refreshed, 0.65 SOL, right? And now we have Tensor that has shown up as well. You can see kind of the price is down a little bit within the last 24 hours. So you can go through these mini apps and see. We do have the memory visualization as temporary unavailable. This is what you see in Hustle V1, where you can see this kind of memory graph. That is something that we're working on. We do have some adjustments that we have to make to the memory graph. So this will be online pretty shortly. And so now you'll see the actual swap tab is live because we did perform the swap. One of our UI decisions that we made, which we felt was different from the majority of them, is that we built these mini apps or these on-chain experiences directly into the application that you can actually control manually. So right here, if I wanted to swap, SOL for USDC, you could go ahead and do this manually on the left-hand side, or you can do it with Agent Hustle via the prompt on the right-hand side. One of the reasons we did this is to visualize, the type of things that are possible. But also, as of this point with AI, doing some of the things manually is much faster, right? If I went to this swap tool to swap Sol for USDC, you get to do that directly and save time. Whereas if I wanted to have Agent Hustle swap every single token in my wallet for Sol, that is probably a faster way to do it. Obviously, the goal is to have all of these different AI tools do this much faster than the manual experience. But for now, some things are faster manually, some things are faster through the prompt. But to have this there and to have users or have the option is really important because they will explain into the LP. Do you have any thoughts? I see it looks like you want to say something.
I just yeah, I mean, for me, the one that, like, even though I'm very familiar with Solana, I use it all the time. I think the one that, like, it's going to open people's eyes, like, what's an LP, because I might have done it like once or twice, probably lost money doing it, right? But this is like, I think this is just going to open people up to it, to like, why shouldn't I do this? Like, if I have, a meme coin that I want to sell or whatever, this is actually a great way to do it. And just learning how, or just to make money on your money. Like, this is, I think, really, really cool that, basically Hustle can do it for you. And, so you're not going to necessarily screw it up. Of course, start with little money, just figure it out. But this is like, it's just a great little onboarding to something that most people who are in crypto still don't use because we're just not comfortable with it, So I think it's just a really cool onboarding mechanism here.
Yep. On the live stream, you can also see the transaction link that is posted within every execution. Good, Chris, were you going to say something?
Just that, this seems a bit foreign for crypto users to interact with crypto through like a LLM or like a search bar or kind of a context bar. But like, if you think about the internet, billions of people have interacted with web browsers through the address bar. Billions of people have interacted through the internet through search bars. And now hundreds of millions of people are interacting through AI through the same kind of text bars. And so it feels like probably more natural to anyone outside of the crypto space to interact with crypto in this manner. So even though it seems foreign to maybe the 20 or 50 million crypto users today, it seems pretty natural to pretty much everyone else in the world. 100%. So I think this is a huge step that kind of goes under the radar.
Yep. The majority of new users from today on to the future are more likely to have interfaced with ChatGPT than to have interfaced with Uniswap. So that's the example there.
By like 100x.
Yeah, right.
Like 1000x, bro. Like, I can't even remember the last time I interfaced with Uniswap, man. It's like never. Yeah.
So moving on to Directive 5, you could see that Directive 4 has now been checked because that happened. This is the LP. Most people have never used an LP before because it's complicated. So it says LP, open a $10 AMM position with Tensor and Sol, and then using the contract address. So I'm going to go ahead and click provide. You'll see this one takes a little bit longer for Hustle to go through. That's because LPs have much more steps to it. As you see on the left-hand side, the mini app then auto-corrects to the LP to where this will then be unlocked once the transaction takes place. This one actually took a lot for us to kind of test. There's a lot of back and forth to figure out what's the right way to get quotes, what's the right pool to LP in, and how do you specify all of these. But you could see here, he's moving forward quite quickly and fast, right? He's looking through all the different Tensor pools and has given a quote and a price for $10. And he's going to say, would you like to proceed with opening a position? Again, this is the safety mechanism, and we say yes. And now he says that he's going to proceed with opening the AMM position for us. So he'll take some time to open it, and then you'll see the celebratory fireworks that happen. That's what initializes, and the Solana transaction will populate once that is done. Up at the top, you could see Hustle is thinking. So that shows that he is still going through kind of his checks and balances. And then once completed, the mini app on the left-hand side will be opened. And this, once you've gone through this directive, then the mini app and the swaps and all the ones that you do will be basically forever accessible. As you see right here, the liquidity pool on the left-hand side has now been initialized. And I suspect that the completion, yep, there it is, has been done. So everything is, working basically according to plan. And on the left-hand side, you can do these pools manually. So if I hit Sol and I hit USDC, I can then, if I had it in my wallet, I could come in, hit deposit, right? And then you can also, experiment with this manually. We have put a warnings about a few things. And whenever you do it, you have the My Positions over here on the left-hand side. That looks like that. Give me a little refresh. And then we're now on to number 6. And this one has also been a little tough to build. I've learned a lot about how Pump Fund works, to be honest. Like there's so many nuances to this.
Totally.
But this last directive to open up the Pump Fund mini app, it says purchase a Pump Fund ticker with a quick buy button. So this will take 0.01 Sol. So what is that, like $2 to basically purchase a Pump Fund ticker, a newly created Pump Fund ticker that he feels, would be worthwhile. This is just, again, familiarizing you with the experience. So you're going to go ahead and click Fun. And it says purchase one about to graduate Pump Fund token with the highest 5-minute volume for 0.01 Sol. And he'll go through these different options. And it says looking at the 5-minute volume data, the recent volume is an internal day of happiness that has a 5-minute volume of 325 Sol. And bullish. And you see here on the left hand,
or a rug. We'll see, one or the other.
On the left-hand side, you can see that the Pump Fund and mini app has been populated. So now Hustle is giving all the different data, the token name, the address, the market cap of $9,000, the volume, what liquidity is in the pool. And he says, would you like me to proceed with purchasing? And because the safety rule is there, you have to go in and say yes. And now he's going to execute it for us. And it'll be same process. You'll see the fireworks. You see up at the top that Hustle is thinking. And now he's going through the process to purchase this Pump Fund token. One of the reasons as well, and just kind of giving an explanation now of why you have to have a new wallet inside of the AI terminal rather than using your Phantom wallet extension, is because the agent basically co-manages the wallet with you. And as of now, you can't do that with the Phantom wallet unless the user downloads or integrates the AI add-on or extension. We don't have that live yet. I believe there are a few platforms who are working to do that, as well as us. But also from a safety mechanism, from a safety kind of reason, giving the AI access to my Phantom or MetaMask with an unpredictable output or having some unpredictability to it, might not be the best decision. So as we see now, the Pump Fund ticker has been purchased. He purchased International Day of Happiness. Let's hope it goes to the moon. 0.01 Sol worth. And then it says that you can track his performance. This is a pre-bonded token as well, right? So let's hope it really does go to the moon because of this. And you could come in here and you can refresh. And you see right here where it says unknown token up 46% in the 24 hours. And the reason why it says unknown over here is because it's a pre-bonded token. We as Emblem have to improve this experience. And this is all from our own kind of learning experience to integrate. And I'll talk about that here in a second. So now once you've completed all of the directives, then you'll see that there is something called rewards, which is as to fully unlock Agent Hustle's capabilities with the Fuel of Tensorium coming soon in the address. So this will be available in the next update. You will need Tensorium to access probably the majority of new features that comes to the platform. So consider what you see here between Swaps, LP, and Pump Fund is this freemium model. And then what could potentially be this token gated model to where you're going to token gate or stake, I guess is the way, or you could call it time lock or caching or whatever the word is. We have some ideas to experiment with. Maybe what's something called token gated intelligence would be an interesting capability. Also some future mini apps. A lot of our users, they want things like dollar cost averaging. They want to be able to watch wallets. They basically want Hustle to make money for them, right? So there's a few ways to go about this. Continue to build mini apps, continue to improve the actual AI agent itself, and then create this seamless experience to where the user can do things manually, or you can do things with Hustle, and to create that kind of uniform and overall experience. You know, it's very exciting to move forward with this. And kind of where Emblem is going to go from here is there's two things that can happen. You improve the mini apps and add new features, and then you improve the AI agent itself. So over the last few days through testing, we found a few ways and kind of direct things that we need to do to improve Agent Hustle himself. Some people said they felt like it was a little laggy at times, which, you know, is probably true. It's something on the back end. We're focused on building something called conditional based trading, which is what I believe to be the holy grail, or what we believe to be the holy grail of kind of the combination of crypto and AI trading. This would be things where you can have Hustle do kind of 20, 30 step or kind of infinite steps processes. And some examples here would be something like you could do something very wild, like have Agent Hustle spend or purchase every pump fund token within a 1 hour time frame and spend it on $1, right? So if Trump is going to speak, tell Agent Hustle, hey, purchase every newly created token with my 10 SOL balance until you run out during this hour long time frame, and you'll be able to basically execute that to the best of its abilities. With NFTs, right? When we add ETH and Bitcoin support, you could say something like, take my 5 crypto punks, list them at a 40 ETH floor, but then if one is purchased, delist all of them and then relist them at 42 ETH and continue to do it in kind of this like inclined manner. Obviously, you could do things like dollar cost average, which limit orders and then limit sells combined. So for example, you could say purchase Tensorium when it dips 15%, and then when it increases 80% from the purchase price, then sell 75%, and then sell the remaining when it increases 3,000%. There's a lot of different types of experimentation and exploratory things that users could do, which is actually probably the most exciting thing. And this is from Emblem's perspective, what we do as well, right? Emblem, we create cross-chain tools for NFTs, and users come to us and find different product market fits for the applications. We're kind of taking the same approach here. Somebody said when I connected on the live stream says when I connected to Phantom Wallet, it shows that the website is blocked or on the blacklist, which we said in the very beginning of the show that we messaged, and we actually had confirmation from I think the company is called the Blowfish, to Blowfish is here. Let me just show this for example. So this is literally the email from Blowfish yesterday saying, thanks for reaching out. This should be resolved now. It's not resolved. Unfortunately, some of these verification experiences that I've found on specifically Solana for the most part are quite slow. It's quite old fashioned. It's literally email us and then we do it. There is no like automatic verification.
Yep.
So this is just kind of human error that we emailed them. They haven't approved it, even though that they said that they do. I suspect it'll probably be in a way in a few days. You could just go literally to the bottom when it says the warning. It says proceed anyway. Yeah,
it looks like it got in anyway. So
okay,
good. No
just
worries, man. It's the kind of, if anybody sees it, it's like when your wallet comes up, it's like it kind of reds it out. If you go to the very bottom, there's like a continue anyway button that you can click and you're good to go. It's just one of these old. It's like a old MetaMask warning or something.
So here, and then you can actually really kind of experiment it. So here I'm going to say, tell me about the top 10 Solana tokens in the last 24 hours. So these are kind of just like basic things. I did spell that wrong, as I usually do. But you can see that he's pulling data, right? There's kind of this nice little iframe where where it's showing the tokens visually, but then also giving you, the different values and the different change in volume over the last 24 hours for this is the request. All right, so it says on-chain dog is the top performing token in the last, or one of them. In the last 24 hours, it has $18 million in volume. The market cap is 800,000. Things like Jupiter's on here, where 24-hour volume is 37 million. The market cap's at almost 4 billion, like it usually is. But you can also kind of see this visually, which is really cool. This really accelerates, like when what Adam had said before. Once you turn back on the ability to interact with web browsers, which we have teased, we had tested, and then we decided that we're going to remove it from the launch because we wanted to improve it to where there's a lot more efficiency. Once you have Agent Hustle being able to interact with Twitter or interact with basic news sources, right? You can then really have some fun things and experiment where it's like, hey, if you combine web browser or the interaction with web browsers with conditional based trading, you could say, hey, when the FOMC meeting starts, right, buy Solana, and then within 5 minutes, sell or something like that. Or you could put all these kind of contextual based things. This is what conditional based trading allows you to do. And with web browsers, you're able to then leverage conditional based on-chain transactions with off-chain events, which is really kind of crazy. And this is what essentially evens the playing field between retail users and quants and algos, right? This is something that Wall Street or even kind of developers in the crypto ecosystem who've built bots, they've had these kind of different types of capabilities, not to maybe that degree, but something like a DeFi AI terminal and AI kind of really helps kind of smooth that process out, where now everybody has similar tools, and then your creativity is what's going to differentiate you and the edge between the alpha and value accrual. So very, very exciting. You can also just sit here and kind of just say, tell me about different LP strategies, right? And he'll come in and give you different types of LP strategies. You could also just sit here and kind of just talk with them. In general, we have built different types of functionality to where you can just have conversations with them. It doesn't even have to be about crypto in general. But here you could see he's now given like 10 different types of liquidity provision strategies, everything from stablecoin LP, concentrated liquidity, yield farming, strategic price range selection. It gives details on all of these. And because we built him with persistent memory, because Shannon is a super base dev, he's probably, in my opinion, one of the most creative on-chain developers that exists ever in the industry. But also he's been building in the AI space literally since before he joined crypto in 2012. So he's been building on-chain for 12 years, but he's also been, he was farming MMO, RPG, and game currencies in the mid 2000s, basically using AI at the time, or kind of a primitive version of AI. So we have all of our full trust in him to kind of really take this to the next level. But the point of that is that we have a memory built into it. So Hustle will remember all of your past conversations. We haven't enabled yet to where you can actually view those past conversations, but it is being built into a database. So if you tell him your name, he'll assign the vault number that you see up here in the left, but also the wallet that you signed in with. He'll assign all the memories to basically that wallet address. So you can continually improve on these different types of strategies. You guys become familiar with one another, and that's really going to take it next level. And also here, I haven't seen much people talk about this yet, but you can actually upload images as well, which I think adds a whole nother dynamic to creativity. You can upload images of different trading strategies or even screenshots from on Twitter and have him use this as context or use this as a strategy base to improve whatever you want to do with him. And I've had a bunch of people message us about different types of things that they want to do. And so we'll see kind of how the users go about it. I don't have an image to kind of upload, but it's one image at a time. Eventually you'll be able to upload PDFs, which I think is kind of where it gets crazy, where you literally just take, you can take an SEC report, you could take some sort of, the FOMC report or whatever it is, upload it and say, apply this to my different strategy. One last point here, which I'll explain, is kind of where our next moves are outside of improving the agent, which Shannon is working on, right? With improving the memory, improving the tooling that is used to make it much faster and digestible, and then conditional based trading, which we believe is kind of like really, and web browser interaction is really where everything kind of comes together. On the mini app side, going back to the beginning of the conversation, because we use the Ethereum key in the beginning, right? You're signing in with the Ethereum wallet initially within the MetaMask. Again, that doesn't matter to you, but for the tech nerds out there, the reason why that's cool is because then we can add Bitcoin and Ethereum support. So there'll actually be a drop down to where you'll have a Bitcoin wallet. And then within this Bitcoin vault, we can then build mini apps specifically to Bitcoin. So trading on Magic Eden, trading on Odin Fund, or trading with runes, or partnering with different things to do staking. If we wanted to partner with liquid tokens or different things like that, as well as Ethereum, we're going to add a vault, and we can add like a Polymarket mini app. We can add a Courtyard mini app to trade the Pokemon cards. Whatever the different applications on Ethereum are, we can basically bridge this or funnel it all into one kind of experience where everything is chain abstracted, and you won't need to know that Polymarket's on Polygon or that XYZ application is on Abstract, because Hustle will do all the conversions for you in the back end. You'll just say, hey, I want to place a bet on Polymarket. You go ahead and do it there. And then it takes all the Ethereum in your Ethereum vault, and it'll just do the auto conversion on the back end and place the bet, and so on and so forth. And then I think the really cool thing, again, is NFTs, which are kind of really underexplored here, of creating automated strategies with NFTs. And that's where things get fun. Obviously, it'll take a little bit to get to this vision, but that is kind of laying it out for you. That's how we are viewing this.
Bro, it's awesome, dude. It's literally awesome. Honestly, it's so impressive what Shannon and the devs have done, man. It's really it's unbelievable that he's been able to put this out so quick. I mean, we get, us normies feel like, wow, it should be able to come out in weeks. But dude, just look at the other teams. Look at what Griffin's done and compare Hustle to Griffin. Like, put them side by side, dude. And so, yeah, it's so exciting, man. It's so exciting. Yes, this is like kind of baby steps, but the baby steps are pretty awesome. And like, you just think, it's like right now, even where it's talking about, okay, you can upload an image, bro. Dude, it's like, whatever, you're just going to be able to paste in URLs, say, take this strategy. I want to do this strategy for the next day. Let's see how this goes. That sort of stuff is just, it's happening, and it's going to happen really fast. So what I'd recommend to people is get comfortable with it now. This is the type of thing where you lean into something a little bit early, and it's not even early. Like, it's easy to use now. This is not like hard to use at all, but you lean in a little bit. And then as these new things come out, and you're following us and they're coming out, you can basically take advantage of them. It gives you will have an edge for a moment in time for sure with Hustle. So from a trading strategy and stuff, if you're a trader, this is like super, super bullish, because you will have an advantage. But of course, for us and just the cross-chain stuff, it's just going to get so cool, man, that people are just going to be able to move their NFTs using Hustle rather than watch a an Adam YouTube video on how to vault my NFT and how to do that, bro. It's like that's you're not gonna have to do that anymore. Man, it's awesome, bro. This is fucking awesome.
Yeah, man, we've had almost 500 viewers on the live stream. So much higher than general videos. So there is a lot of interest around this. I do also recommend try out the other kind of DeFi AI terminals. Try out Hand-On, try out Griffin, try out BankerBot, try out whatever the other ones to come, because that'll also give you an edge in terms of understanding what's most relevant to you, where's your edge, and then find what the differences are. If you can kind of arbitrage the differences between these DeFi AI platforms and figure out, if there's some sort of missing piece that maybe Agent Hustle has that the others don't, right? Then that's kind of where the edge is, or vice versa. If we don't have this and on a different platform they have something, right? Then go ahead and use that platform. But I recommend to try it all, because the industry right now, from a token market cap, it's like 500 million. That's easily, to me, like a 10, 100, 1000x kind of industry. If this is the way that users are going to interact with crypto moving forward, and you have all these multi-billion-dollar wallet companies already starting to move into it, the teams here have a huge advantage, because when the next leg up of the market happens, and if DeFi AI is that kind of mega trend, then everyone's going to have an AI strategy, and you're always going to kind of look to who those initial companies are who have a moat around and a user base that consistently comes in and uses it.
Yeah, and I mean, our mission here with Agent Hustle is to give anyone from intermediate to advanced users the ability to transact with everything that they need on chain, everything that they need to be successful on chain. And so with crypto today, a lot of people in general, the bulk of users, don't even know what tools they need to be successful. And so what our job is to provide those all in one place, which is the Agent Hustle terminal. So for so many users out there, they just don't really know where to get started. They don't know, how to interact with blockchains. They don't know what questions to ask. And so even just giving them a place to ask questions and have them answered by someone super crypto native like Agent Hustle, without worry of embarrassment or just kind of asking stupid questions and like fear of getting involved, it just really levels the playing field and allows the user to kind of accomplish so much more. So just here to give every user all of the tools that they need to be successful on chain. And I think that that's something that's severely missing from this industry. I think it's going to be a huge hit.
It's funny. We've had so many users reach out when we upgraded about them letting us know that they've been literally talking with Agent Hustle for months, right? Building this kind of memory and rapport. And a lot of people talking to them about just kind of general conversations, not even just about crypto. We did have an audio component, which will come back at some point. It'll probably be behind the rewards kind of token gate as well. I heard some conversations about people asking Hustle about, who murdered JFK and some things that are not literally just crypto. And that's what we'd like to do. This can be essentially, the Bloomberg terminal of crypto with AI. It could also just be your preferred source to talk general conversations, because there's a persistent memory. I mean, even today, ChatGPT and some of these other ones don't have a persistent memory. That means that they remember you and everything. They remember your conversations, but taking that memory and then kind of rolling it together to improve alongside you, right? A lot of these AI tools still don't have it. They definitely will at some point, but building that rapport now will become more exciting. We also, one other thing here on the live stream, up here at the top right, we do have a button called feature request. So if there's something that you'd like to see, you could click that and then type out the feature that you'd like, or really just go into the Telegram and post about what you'd like to see. Let us know your experience. All the feedback really helps us kind of move forward with where we want to go with the platform. But the market is really generally who tells us. One final thing on the pump fund kind of experience. So if you see a token here that you like let's say about to graduate, something that we like that we're going to move forward with, see that there's a button. There's buttons here on this recently graduated pump fund portal. These are quick buy buttons. So you click it and it'll quick buy for you. Then there's something called details, which these are pre-generated prompts for the token. So International Day of Happiness, that's the one that I actually bought initially. So see here where it says Secret Pepe, you come here, click details, and it'll say Hustle, list all the statistics and provide for me about the coin. And it has the address, provide all information, and a 4-sentence summary. So if you don't have time to quick it out, it's a pre-generated prompt. You can see here kind of the table graph with all of the different statistics. It has the price, holders, how many markets are there, the buy volume, and then he'll generally go in and list some additional information, as you can see here. So right here, he's giving the address, right, market data, giving you the price changes of different types, and we'll give the summary where it says Secret Pepe is experiencing significant price volatility within a dramatic drop of 72%, and goes on for a few more sentences. A few requests that people have asked us, and it's interesting kind of listening to what user feedback is. One of them everyone seems to want is essentially a safety check or a rug check. Like basically people want to know if they buy that before they buy this pump fund token, if they're going to get rugged. That seems to be like a pretty hot request. So we are going to be working to add some different, I guess you call it kind of like anti-rug mechanisms, not only from the agent, but to just give you the best information on the safety or kind of the overall sentiment for these different type of tokens. Obviously, if a token was just launched in 3-4 minutes, it's a little bit tough, but we can give you, we're going to be adding a bunch of these things as well as some different types of technical additions and kind of implementations as well. But hearing the feedback from everybody is the most important.
For sure. I think that part, right now it's kind of a manual. You click the bubble map. Maybe there are a couple other websites you would check for that sort of functionality, but all this can be, it just has to be built right behind the scenes to get Hustle to kind of interact with those either APIs or whatever. So yeah, it's all coming, man. It's all coming.
Live streamer says, what would you suggest for some basic strategy? Should I continue to ask Hustle? I was asking Hustle so many random questions, even rewrote different types of paragraphs. Yeah, don't ask me, ask him. Also, just keep in mind that he doesn't have access to the entire web yet for web browsing. That will be something that's coming pretty shortly. I'd actually teased, I think we've teased a few different tweets about it, but we did take it down right before this because we wanted to just focus on the onboarding experience, kind of more of the bare bones of the platform and get users familiar with it, and then introduce new innovations. Because throwing everything at once to a user generally seems to have the opposite effect because you're just too overloaded with information and you don't know how to go about it. So I would just follow the Hustle account, or you can just follow Emblem or follow anyone here on stage. And we continue to promote about this literally dozens of times per day. As well as Emblem and some other kind of things that we're doing. But this will get a lot better and a lot more improved. But just focus on becoming more familiarized with how it works, I think is probably the best strategy here, as we do make some very big AI improvements and upgrades over the next month.
Yeah, I mean, really simply, like, I've said it before, and we know people have already done it. You begin basically crafting a relationship with him. And, I think actually a useful feature right now with being able to upload images and stuff is if you're on Twitter and you see people talking about either a token or a strategy behind trading or whatever you're interested in, you snap a picture of it and upload it to Hustle and analyze it, go into it with him. And I think it's just a really good way to kind of get comfortable, trading and maybe implementing some simple stuff now. And then you'll be ready for when the bigger stuff comes.
I actually took a screenshot of my own Twitter account and said, this is me. And so it just made him familiarize with who I am, because then once he has access to web browsers, then he obviously knows who I am. And then he can kind of use that within his reasoning and memory and kind of decision-making.
Yep.
Facts. And I really want to double click on that. Just the messaging of Agent Hustle is an on-chain assistant. Someone that can help you, cipher your way through the industry, through definitions, through different tokens, through anything that you might actually need help with. even to the most simple things. Like I wake up every morning and what do? I check for the news that happened overnight. Hustle would be way better at, siphoning through the news and just giving me what the top headlines would be and asking him that every morning and just being able to communicate with him every day, just on regular tasks, is like 100x improvement on crypto UX today. And then the multi-step transactions, like moving through Change Now, transferring tokens between blockchains. Instead of having to input all these different wallet addresses, he already has all of our wallet addresses, so he can input the fields for us, and he can do it much more accurately than humans can, right? So the error percentage is going to go down. So just being an on-chain assistant is something that's sorely needed within this industry, and I think Agent Hustle kind of checks a lot of those boxes.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of people, in my DMs or just responding to tweets I've made about Hustle be like, I would never trust an AI to trade for me. And it's like, bro, I just give the self-driving car analogy, which is like my mom. I will never even ride in a self-driving car. I'm like, well, that's insane. That's like saying, like, I don't know, that you want to go back to the days of the elevators, hand done by some dude standing there that controls the elevator between floors and then chops a guy in half once every 100 hours because he's sleepy. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? The AI, of course, may make mistakes, but the error percentage, in the same way that a self-driving car, it took the error percentage from like human level of like 20% fuck ups to basically like 0.0002%. Like, it's the same thing. It's going to get so much better. And he's already going to be better. Yeah, of course, mistakes can happen and stuff, but dude, it's going to be like, this is like scam protection, man. We can't get this fast enough to have these AI agents trading for us, man.
And I'm still pretty convinced that the next cycle is the intelligence cycle, whether that's 6 months from now or 2 years. Like, we're just coming out of what's called the attention cycle, right? Everything was SocialFi, meme coins, right? Live streams, spaces, just trying to combine all of that. And the cycle before that was kind of like the utility cycle, right? Building token gates, building events, using your NFT as your identity, all these different types of things. But moving forward, you're going to have these AIs do all kinds of different stuff, whether it's using Hustle as your on-chain assistant, or these AI agents performing swarm techniques on Twitter, right, to build protocols or to interact, right? We're seeing like BankerBot come in and do this like SocialFi trading, where you can literally mint tokens or deploy new tokens on Twitter, right? Or kind of buy tokens and DCA and do all these things. And the industry is only going to continue to grow, and AI is going to proliferate interoperability and cross-chain movements. Pretty firm that belief that AI is going to eliminate tribalism, right? AI is just going to look for whatever the best yield opportunity is. They don't care, what your preference is on decentralization. If they can move in and out of different types of protocols to get whatever the best option is, then, it's a win. Like, for example, here, when we integrate Hustle into Emblem and Emblem 2.0, we have I'll use this example. We deploy a CryptoPunks collection on every chain. So you can vault your CryptoPunks on Base or Ethereum or Stacks or Solana or XYZ. You can ask Agent Hustle, say, hey, where is the highest bid for a CryptoPunk? And it'll look through all of the different blockchains and marketplaces, right? The 50 or 100 different CryptoPunks marketplaces. And then he'll say the highest bid is on Base. And then you say, would you like me to accept the bid? And you say yes. And then he'll just vault your CryptoPunk for you and accept the bid. And this type of stuff, like, it doesn't matter what your thought is on Base or what your thought is about layer twos. Is just going to go look for the best yield kind of opportunity. These creative strategies will only continue to grow. That's why I'm actually really excited about NFTs. I think this is potentially what can help bring NFTs back to reality. So if anyone has any questions, please, you could either come on stage and ask. You could put it in, if you're on Spaces, go ahead and hit that button in the bottom right-hand corner to post a reply. If not, then maybe we'll just kind of wrap it up here if we don't hear much more. I mean, there's close to 600 people who've come in and out of the video, as well as, 100 or so people in and out of the stream. So a lot of excitement. We're also kind of in peak like, I guess you call it peak fear, or we're near the bottom of social sentiment, like the worst social sentiment we've seen in a while. So a lot of the engagement and people have left, but those who have left don't have this opportunity to really kind of channel in and focus on, where this industry is going, and where this alpha is. If you remember 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago, when FTX imploded, there was like a 3 or 4 month period where social sentiment was near all-time lows, and ordinals were created, meme coins popped off, and those ended up being two of the biggest trends over the next 2 years. So you could consider we're in that very similar scenario now, where there's going to be a few things over the next few months that are going to be the big breakout use case for crypto. And we believe, AI is going to be probably the largest one of them. And then maybe even a subsector that DeFi AI is going to be kind of the main use case for agents. Obviously, you have swarms and you have influencers and alpha, and the AI space is going to continue to grow. I'm going to pull up Cookie Fun here for a second to kind of show you the industry. So cookie.fun, that is the top place to view the AI industry. You can see the market cap for AI agents. There's 1,463 agents tracked, a $6.2 billion market cap valuation. Wow, it's actually pretty close to being tied between Ethereum, 1.99 billion in market cap, Solana, and 1.89 billion. Then you have some other chains like BNB and Avalanche, I believe, are starting to step into the game. If you go to Mindshare, we see Agent Hustle is here, number 8, with a 2.01% Mindshare. This is the 3-day. And then if you go to the 7-day, he is at a 1.89%. So the best way that I kind of explain this, what Mindshare is an AI analytics take on engagement. So basically they're measuring the influence of the agent comparative to the rest of the agents that have signed up. So the simple way to explain it is a 1.89% mind share means that out of 100 tweets, 2 of them are being directed to Agent Hustle and having a landing impact. Whereas the number 1 agent is Fartcoin that has a 10% mind share, and then AI XBT has a 5.83% mind share. So Hustle is doing pretty well, because if you look at all the market caps above it, 65 million, 400 million, 30 million, 20 million, 90 million, and 356 million, right? So it's a 20. The next one, the next closest one is about a 10x away, which is BankerBot. And so Hustle is, and then even the ones below it, you have 200 million, 40 million, 40 million, 200 million, 40 million, 60 million, right? So it is by far, you can consider I guess you call it a value it. Also, you could look at it as the market is betting against us, right? You could say it's giving us a small chance of becoming the de facto winner. So that's where you consider value investing, as Warren Buffett would say if he were investing in AI agents. But we're going to continue to have this grow. If you look in the DeFi AI sector, you see Agent Hustle is number 2 in mindshare, 1.89% continue to grow. And then just for your guys' kind of information, up here on the right-hand side, you could see the different AI categories, right? So meme is kind of first to take off. Frameworks, this is like what AI 16Z is working on. DeFi AI is the 3rd one, which is where we are. And then you have kind of TEE, decentralized AI infra, alpha, and the categories continue to grow, right? So there, you could literally sit here and look at all these other ones between swarms and data, music, trading, video, investment DAO, etc. DeFi AI continues to be number 3 right now, $12 million in volume over the last 24 hours, where Framework is 30 million and Meme is 60 million. But if you look at the Echo, which says it's the inner circle mindshare among top AI agent KOLs, DeFi AI has the largest Echo and 2nd largest mindshare. So a lot of people are looking into it. Like, you can even see Agent Hustle here. His little, what is this? Top by mindshare. Yeah. So number 2 in DeFi, as you see the image there. Very exciting times ahead. You know, we're at the bottom of a market, so there's not as much volume. But if we continue to build and you have some experience, then this gives you the edge. One final kind of thing I'll read off here from the live stream. Somebody said, I've been talking to him for months and he's more like a buddy now. I've been asking so many questions. I believe it's going to be very profitable for users, especially beginning traders. UFT exit right. iPhone repair. That's actually the name. That's the goal, right? It's even the playing field for retail traders because you're essentially going to have the same tools that Wall Street's had for decades and what developers have been building with bots. This allows kind of retail to dabble in that same experience. Adam, any final thoughts or takeaways before we wrap it up here?
I just actually wanted to shout out Jamie and Verdandi for creating some awesome content for us over the last couple of weeks, man. That's been super awesome. Just super helpful. Obviously, anybody in our Discord or whatever, anybody who tweets or retweets, all that stuff is helpful. But a special shout out to those guys for creating just really awesome content, which helps spread the word. And I mean, just looking at that cookie fund, bro, sometimes shit is just mispriced. And people can take advantage of it or not, but I have no doubt as stuff starts getting interesting and even more shareable with what Hustle can do. People like sharing wins on the timeline. And, as Hustle basically gets people wins, I have no doubt there will be some viral moments that it'll be like, holy shit, it was 2 million 3 weeks ago. Why didn't I buy? You guys got so lucky. It's like, no, we didn't get lucky as fuck. Dude, we've been here. And the people have been in our space and in our Discord for now like a month, sitting at that $2 million market cap. So there was no luck involved. There was buying and knowing what you're, betting on this team. And so, yeah, to everybody who's here right now, I'm excited for you, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna put up the art real quick just to show. Look at this awesome art by Verdandi. Dude, just absolutely incredible and inspiring, as well as Jamie, who's been creating amazing videos. Dude,
Crazy,
Hustle.
crazy.
Dude, awesome. This kind of stuff helps with Hustle mind share if you want him to continue. Community generated art, whether you're doing it with AI or just doing it yourself with your graphics, is awesome. As well as just continuing to spread the word, whether you're a threador or whether you're a live streamer or whether you just are a reply guy or simple posts, or you're just somebody who likes to hang out on the Telegram. All this type of stuff continues to increase mind share, continues to grow the community and make it more organic. Honestly, I love the community inspired art, right? Hustle's kind of really CCO. You can do whatever you'd like with them with the likeness. If you want to post trading strategies or create art, he was built in this way to be malleable and to basically be included in any type of art. So yeah, highly encourage all of that. It's really, really exciting. And this type of stuff shows that there's an organic audience and an organic user base that's existing, which sometimes is really hard to come by in this industry. That's when you know you have something special. Chris, any final thoughts or takeaways?
Facts. Everybody wants to be early, but in order to be early, you have to have the vision. You have to see what a product can be today and what it can be in the future. And, Emblem Vault is a very real team, and we've built very real products. And if you really kind of think where this industry will be in 5 years or 10 years, you're not going to be manually transacting with your MetaMask wallet. That's just not going to be the case. And so these are the very earliest days of chat and text and talk to transact. And it's just extremely exciting to be here. So this is really like the very frontier of the next generation of crypto and the internet all coming together with AI. So, I mean, I think that this is like the biggest crosshair opportunity within the whole crypto industry. And it's not only just exciting as a builder, it's exciting as a user as well. So pretty pumped on it.
You look at the three kind of pillars of the internet. You have the attention economy, right, which was kind of to the internet first with YouTube and social media, et cetera. Then you had the financial economy, which is crypto, right? On-chain ownership. You had Bitcoin, obviously, with financial rails, and then Ethereum with on-chain ownership, and then expands. Now you have the intelligence kind of economy, which is AI. And this is really we're really starting to see all three of these pillars of the internet begin to fold together. Like the cliche term is we're so early to that, where it's all coming together and there's this like actual digital nations that exist. That is, we're literally like at the beginning of that.
100%, man. Like literally.
Early, bro. You're early.
Sometimes it's painful being this early, right? A lot of times.
Decade or early.
But that's what you realize. It's like, well, how did those early guys to Bitcoin, how did they make so much money? It's like, because they were early. And, we're obviously the idea of, money on the internet, it may be that it's just for the bots to, trade and do that sort of stuff. I'm that's still very much in my mind. So, but it's, to get to play around in this space. And dude, it's going to get freaking bonkers when people start literally coordinating swarms and bots together using Hustle. Holy macaroni, man. Let's go, dude. It's going to get completely nuts on the timeline. Completely.
Las Vegas Gal says, excited about what you guys are doing.
Building
a lot, building exciting. We love Las Vegas Gal. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. I appreciate everyone. Again, if you have questions, just hop into the Telegram. We're just perpetually online. We're here to answer all the questions, good or bad. Give us all the feedback. We'll be back. If you're new to the show, we host a show Tuesday through Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, talking about everything AI, cross-chain, Bitcoin ecosystem, and news. We will take this weekend to continue to build on the product, take all of the feedback, have a really exciting future. Everyone, be safe. Have a great weekend, and make sure that you follow the Agent Hustle account as well as Emblem. We will see you next week.
Later.
Thanks,